everyone! Welcome to Team Jazz Channel! I'm so sorry medyo natagalan yung ating upload, pero gaya nga ng request niyo dun sa ating previous vlog, today ang i-share namin is yung mismong application process para makakuha kami ng Open Work Permit, Student Permit, and Temporary Residence Visa, purely DIY. Yes, kami lang or ako lang ang gumawa ng applications na yan. Kaya pag-uusapan natin lahat yan, ano yung process, ano yung mga documents na sinubmit ko, ano yung timeline ng application namin, and mag-share din ako ng 5 tips na pwede rin ninyong gawin or subukang gawin pagka kayo naman yung magsasubmit ng application. So kung gusto ninyong malaman lahat yan, please keep on watching! And as always, before we begin, just a disclaimer that I am not an immigration consultant. And lahat ng sasabihin ko, lahat ng information na i-share ko sa inyo are based entirely on our own experience. Okay? The best and accurate, the most accurate source of information with regards to your visa application will always be the IRCC website. And lahat ng mga i-share ko, yung mga links niyan, i-share ko na rin sa info box below para meron na kayong reference. Yung procedure, requirements that or documents that are required for your visa application, it can change right away. So, pwedeng yung sasabihin ko sa inyo today may not be applicable kapag kayo na yung gumawa ng application ninyo. So, please always do your research. And as much as I can, I will try na i-explain siya ng mas detailed. So please bear with me kung medyo mahaba itong video na to. Ay gaya nga ng sabi ko kanina, we did our application purely DIY or do it yourself. So ako lang yung nag-submit ng applications namin and nag-fill up ng mga forms. So kung matyaga ka na mag-research, masipag kang magbasa, I think kayang-kaya mo rin i-DIY yung application mo. So, let's begin with our video. Usapan na natin yung naging application process namin. First, ano nga ba yung mga status namin dito sa Canada? Si Daddy Oyo is a temporary foreign worker. Ako naman as his dependent is an open work permit holder. Si Ate Art has a student permit. And si Ram naman, temporary residence visa. Let's also have a look on our application timeline. Feb 4, I applied for Ate Art's CAQ. March 18, we did our upfront medical sa St. Luke's BGC. April 9, I lodged our application through my GCKEY account, and nung time na to, si Daddy Oyo ay nasa Pilipinas pa. April 13, done na ako with my biometrics. Kinabukasan na ganyan, si Daddy Oyo ay lumipad na papunta dito. April 22, medical pass na kaming mag-iina. May 26, our status changed to review eligibility, and by this time, ongoing na rin yung aming background checking. Finally, May 31, naka-receive na kami ng final decision na approve na yung aming application. That same day, nag-submit ako ng passport namin sa VFS for visa stamping. And then June 14, na-receive ko naman yung aming travel authorization letter. July 14, nag-land kami sa Vancouver where we stayed for 3 days for our mandatory hotel quarantine. And finally, July 18, nung nag-land naman kami sa Montreal. May iba't ibang pathway para makarating dito sa Canada. Pwede kayo mag-student, skilled worker, dependent of a skilled worker katulad ng sa amin, may super visa, AIPP, provincial nominee program, meron ding express entry, and madami pa. So, kada pathway, meron silang iba't ibang requirements and eligibility. So, your step 1 is to check which program you are eligible for. So, for this video, mag-focus lang tayo doon sa program na para sa amin, which is yung OWP. Now, ano nga ba yung OWP?
OWP or Open Work Permit, ito yung kind ng permit na nag-aalaw sa holder para magtrabaho dito sa Canada in an open status. Open status meaning hindi siya job specific, pwede kang magtrabaho sa kahit na anong company. And dahil hindi siya job specific, hindi ka required to present LAMIA or yung LMIA, and hindi mo rin kailangan ng proof na meron ka ng employer dito sa Canada. Now, sino-sino yung eligible para mag-apply for an open work permit? So, on your screen, andito yung mga list ng mga tao na pwedeng mag-apply for open work permit. Pero magfo-focus lang tayo dito, spouse or common law partner of a skilled worker or international student. So, skilled worker kasi si husband, and that makes me eligible as his spouse to apply for an open work permit. And hindi lahat ng foreign worker ay pwedeng mag-apply or yung dependent niya pwedeng mag-apply for an open work permit. Yung skilled worker should be in an occupation under the National Occupational Classification Skill Type O, A, or B. So, thankfully, si Daddy Oyo, under siya ng skilled level type B, and that makes me eligible to apply for an OWP. Now, alam ko na pwede ako mag-apply for OWP, so paano naman yung dalawang anak namin? Sabi sa IRCC website, pwedeng dalhin ng foreign worker yung kanyang mga dependent minor children and pwede rin silang mag-aral dito sa Canada as long as mag-apply yung bata ng study permit. So, ang school age dito sa Canada is 5 years old and above. So, si Ram, since 4 years old pa lang siya, hindi pa siya eligible for a student permit. That means ang visa niya is TRV or Temporary Residence Visa. Now, since alam ko na pwede kami sa OWP, Student Permit, and TRV, next na ginawa ko is to check gaano katagal ang magiging application process. And pwede ninyong i-check yan sa IRCC website. And I'll show you how to do it. So, dito sa website na to, ma-check natin yung processing times ng mga application. So, this is just a rough estimate kung gaano siya tatagal, but at least meron tayong idea, di ba? So, for the application type, yung in-applyan ko that time is an OWP, which means I'm considered as a worker. So, let's select temporary residence for working. Which type of temporary residence application? Work permit from outside Canada, and then let's select Philippines. Click on Get Processing Time. So dito makikita ninyo yung estimated processing time for an open work permit application when you applied in the Philippines, which is 15 weeks. So nung time namin, 19 weeks yan. Pero, as you can see dun sa previous slide na pinakita ko, April 9 kami nag-lodge ng application. May 31 na approve na kami, which only took us about 7 weeks all in all para dun sa aming application. And kanina na-mention ko din that I will also be sharing 5 tips that you can also do on your own application. And here's my tip number 1. Gather your documents ASAP, as in ASAP. The moment na malaman mo kung anong pathway or program ka eligible, you have to gather your personal documents because some of these documents may take time para ma-obtain. Like yung passport, mga NBI, mga PSA, certificates mo, school records, mga certification of employment, lahat yan, you should start gathering them as soon as possible. Remember, once you initiated an application, you only have 60 days to provide those documents. So, even before mag-start ka ng application, it's much better kung mag-start ka ng mag-gather ng mga documents na yan. Ano nga ba yung mga documents na kailangan natin i-submit? So, sa IRCC website, merong checklist of the documents that you need to provide depending on the work permit category that you are applying for. So, let's have a look. For example, of course, we have to submit our passport. And then it says the LMIA and job offer is not required if you are applying for an open work permit. Police clearance sa Philippines, that's equivalent to NBI. You also need a copy of or you have to also prove your work experiences and employment history. So, mga certificate of employment, payslips, SSS, and pag-ibig contribution, your educational credentials, proof of professional qualifications. So if you have your training certificates, you have to submit those. And if meron kang IELTS, you can also submit it. So, meron pa dito iba't iba yan. You can read it na lang. I will again put the links in the description below. And then, supplementary information form for employer. Ito, applicable lang to if you are applying as a caregiver. Okay? Since nakapag-request na ako ng mga personal documents ko, while waiting for those documents to arrive, nag-proceed na ako sa aking step 2, which is applying for CAQ. Now, please do take note, this is only applicable to students who will be living in Quebec. So, if hindi ka dito sa Quebec nakatira or titira, you can skip this step entirely. Ngayon, ano nga ba yung CAQ? Bali, yung CAQ, kailangan mo siyang i-request sa government ng Quebec to ask permission para makapag-aral yung isang student dito sa Quebec. Ito naman yung mga documents na sinubmit ko for Ate Art's CAQ application. First, gumawa ako ng letter of intent explaining that her father has an ongoing work permit application and he has a valid job offer dito sa Quebec. I also submitted birth certificate, marriage certificate, her passport, Form 137, proof of work permit application because again, nung time na nag-apply ako for Ate Art's CAQ, hindi pa lumalabas yung decision sa work permit application ni Daddy. School ID and recognitions, and then yung mga documents ng temporary foreign workers such as CAQ, LAMIA, and visa. Gano'n naman katagal yung processing time? Normally, pinaprocess nila yan within 20 business days. Pwedeng shorter, pero yung sa amin, na-receive namin talaga on the 20th day. Next, step number 3, upfront medical. This is also my tip number 2 for you. Do upfront medical if you can. So, ano nga ba yung upfront medical? If you're coming here in Canada to either visit, work, or study, you have to undergo medical examination. And you have the option to do it before or after you submit your application. If you choose to do it before you submit an application, yun yung tinatawag natin na upfront medical. You have to book your appointment sa accredited na mga clinics ng IRCC and have your medical examination done. Now, if you prefer to do it after you submit your application, you have to wait to receive an instruction from IRCC to get your medical examination done. Once you receive this letter, you have 30 days to conduct or to finish your medical examination. Sa end namin or sa part namin ang ginawa namin, it was an upfront medical. We booked our medical examination sa St. Luke's BGC, and I will show you how to do that. May dalawang clinic na accredited si IRCC that can conduct medical examination for their applicants. So, merong St. Luke's, meron ding IOM. Sa end namin, pinili namin na mag-undergo ng medical sa St. Luke's. And dito sa website nila, dito makikita na ninyo lahat ng information na kailangan ninyo para sa medical examinations nyo. Like yung documents na kailangan ninyong dalhin, ano-ano yung mga medical examinations na gagawin per age category, and kung magkano yung magiging fee. To book an appointment, simply go to online registration and then select kung saang clinic ninyo gustong magpabook. Merong Ermita, meron ding BGC, depende kung ano yung available na dates sa mga clinics na yan. And you have to fill out these details and then review the details that you enter. And then after that, makaka-receive na kayo ng confirmation letter for your bookings or for your appointment. And you have to bring this along pagka time na ninyo para mag-medical. Now, it's time to proceed with our step 4, which is creating the GCKEY account. Yung GCKEY account, it's an online platform kung saan pwede kayong mag-submit ng inyong mga application, and I will show you kung ano yung itsura niya. Bale, ito yung website kung saan kayo mag-create ng GCKEY account. Importante yan kasi dito ninyo isasubmit yung online application. So, if meron na kayong GCKEY account before, you can simply click on sign in with GCKEY and then enter your login credentials. Kung wala naman, you have to register for one. You will be asked to create a username and password. Now, once na makapag-create na kayo ng inyong GCKEY account, pwede na kayong mag-open ng inyong visa application. Now, meron yung mga sets of questions and based dun sa answers na ipoprovide ninyo, magbibigay ang system ng personalized document checklist. Dito sa screen na to, dito ninyo makikita kung ano yung mga forms and documents na kailangan ninyong isubmit. For the purpose of this video, gumawa lang ako ng dummy account para lang may pakita ko sa inyo kung ano yung itsura ng GCKEY account kapag ka nag-initiate na kayo ng application. So, yung mga forms na kailangan ninyong i-fill out, like for example, yung IMM 1295, which is the application for work permit made outside of Canada, kailangan niya download sa inyong computer para ma-fill outan. So, you just need to click on it and download it and save it to your personal computer. Now, if kailangan niyo ng instruction, just click on this button and pwede rin kayong mag-download ng instruction on how to fill out the form. Once you're ready, you can click on Upload File, choose File on your computer, and then click on Upload File para maipasok na yung documents nyo dito sa inyong GCKEY account. So as you can see, ito yung checklist and hindi ka makakapag-proceed kapag ka hindi pa kompleto yung mga documents na na-provide mo dito. Also, on your same GCKEY account, dito mo na rin isasubmit yung mga applications or yung documents rather na kailangan para dun sa other family members na kasama mo dun sa application na yon. Lahat ng mga information or documents na kailangan isubmit for study permit application, kailangan makompleto nyo rin yan. There is also an optional document here. Sabi dyan, optional, pero ako, nag-provide na rin ako dyan. Client information ang inilalagay dito would be the LOI and then yung other supporting documents na gusto mong i-provide na hindi na siya nagfo-fall doon sa mga ni-require ni IRCC. Now, when we scroll down dito sa banda dito, makikita na rin natin kung ano-ano yung mga fees na kailangan natin bayaran, mga work permit, biometrics, and all that. So, on your GCKEY account, ipoprovide din niya kung how much yung magiging total price ninyo. And then, once you're ready to submit your application, yung susunod na page, i-ask na kayo na mag-provide ng inyong mga credit card information. Now that we have a GCKEY account, let's take a look on the documents that I submitted on my application. Now, I know this can be overwhelming seeing a lot of these documents, but you don't need to submit everything here. Gusto ko lang i-share sa inyo kung ano yung mga documents na sinubmit ko. But at the end of the day, it's still up to you to decide kung ano yung mga documents na gusto mong i-present para mapalakas yung applications mo. Sa akin kasi, meron akong mga reason bakit itong mga certain documents na to ay isinama ko sa aming application. And later on, ipapaliwanag ko yan kung bakit. So, bago natin i-discuss itong mga documents na to isa-isa, gusto ko muna i-share sa inyo yung aking tip number 3, which is join groups in social media and learn from other applicants' experiences. While it is true that the best source of information will be the IRCC website, it's also good that you learn from other applicants' experiences. Lagi akong sumasali sa iba't ibang mga Facebook groups and nagbabasa rin ako sa mga forums online. And dito, nakikita ko that people are sharing their experiences and yung mga reasons kung bakit nare-refuse yung applications nila. So, ang ginagawa ko naman, I will take note of those reasons and then iisipan ko siya ng document na pwede kong i-provide. So, it's an advantage for me kasi bago pa man ako mag-submit ng application, may idea na ako kung ano yung mga possible na rason para i-decline yung aking application and therefore makakapag-provide na ako agad ng documents para ipakita o i-counter yung mga reasons of refusal na yon. So, yun. Isa yan sa mga tips na pwede kong ibigay sa inyo. Alright, so tingnan natin yung mga documents na sinubmit ko isa-isa. First on the list are the IMM forms. So ito yung mga forms na na-required ni IRCC sa akin. And itong mga forms na ito, pwede yan mag-iba-iba depende sa mga naging sagot ninyo dun sa questionnaires when you initiated your application. So for example, sa end ko, dahil I will also be applying on behalf of my 2 children, kailangan kong mag-submit ng IMM 5713. Another example is if you're not yet married but is on a common law relationship, meron ding ibang form that you have to fill out for that. Next, under personal documents, I submitted letter of intent, passport, digital photo, proof of upfront medical, birth certificate, and NBI. Under education credential, I submitted diploma and transcript of records. Under proof of funds or home ties, I submitted bank certificate, our statement of account for the last 6 months prior to our application, our insurances, and then yung offer to buy contract. Now, if you're a dependent of a temporary foreign worker, you're actually not required to submit proof of funds. Pero sa amin, since meron naman kaming joint account na available, nag-submit na din kami. Under employment documents, I submitted certificate of employment ng lahat ng naging previous jobs ko, reference letter, offer of employment from current job, my employment contract, payslips for 6 months, training certificates and recognitions, SSS contribution and employment history, and yung aking PhilHealth contribution. Under proof of relationship, we submitted a marriage certificate and travel history, such as plane tickets and hotel bookings. Yung documents ni Daddy Oyo, sinubmit ko din, such as CAQ, LAMIA, visa, passport, yung kanyang employment contract. And kasi nung time na nag-submit ako ng application, nasa Pilipinas pa si Daddy Oyo, so wala pa siyang hawak na work permit. So, nag-submit na lang ako ng kanyang work permit through the web form after niyang mag-land sa Montreal.